Hey everybody, welcome back to another LEGO City update. Today we're going to continue working on these projects, just giving the LEGO City a nice clean look. Got these boardwalk plates here that look pretty awesome, and also the train track. To do that, I had to order a bunch of parts, and those parts arrived this morning. So I'm pretty excited about that. I also set up these tables here, so now I can wheel these around the city. It just works out nicely. You've got all the road stuff here, all the train track stuff, a bunch of miscellaneous parts for the water. I can just sort of cycle parts onto these tables depending on what I'm working on in the city. But here is my massive order right here. So I ordered this from a local bricklinkers named Stinks Bricks. Help me out. Let's not use the tables I just set up, eh? Let's just dump all this on the ground. Boom, look at that. Got some 4x4 green plate, which is beauty. Gonna need a bunch of those today. Also a bunch of 2x2 brick, any random color, whatever's cheapest. Those are gonna help us build mills plates. Same with random 1x2 brick. Great for doing the perimeter on the mills plates because you don't need to use 2x2 brick on the perimeter. No sense in using more expensive pieces. More 2x2 brick, so lots of that, which is fabulous. Also some 2x4 plate that helps with the train track there. Helps you tile it off. A bunch of random size plate here just for adding more plate underneath the train track. So I put this underneath in the center and then I actually top it. Like I filled the gaps in the rails. I'm gonna call them rails, I guess, with the 2x4s, and that allows me to tile it off. Also some more water building plate here in dark blue, and then some inverted slopes for those boardwalks, or boardwalk plates, or boardwalk railings. So I'm gonna use a bunch of that. And then more miscellaneous 1x2 bricks. These ones are sort of random. They have like the axle hole or the Technic pin hole, but they were super cheap and I can use them for creating mills plates. So I'm gonna use these random bricks to create mills plates, why not? And then some more 2x2 brick, what do you know? And finally, more 1x2 brick. So just like a bunch of bulk that can be used for building mills plates. First things first, more road construction. So the roads all need to be customized so that they better fit in the LEGO City. So I actually created these ones right here. We've got the sidewalks on one side, and then of course the continuation of the bicycle lane on that side. It matches up with the road plates on this side over here. Leading up to this bridge, which still needs to be treated, I want to make it so that bicycles can go over top, and I also need to modify this so that the water flows underneath as well. But then over here we've got some more roads which continue with that bicycle lane. Those ones are actually here before this update, but I put in a ton of work over here. So these roads all make sense now, like this corner going around there. Also, this spot right here beside this Octane gas station makes sense because cars can now drive in and they can also drive out. However, I don't know where my 2x4 tiles went with the bicycle logo on them, so I need to find those and fill all those holes. Also, I need to create a bunch of bicycle lane corners. I'm going to do that in an assembly line style once I get to the point where I know how many corners I need to make. Just makes sense to do them all at once. So I'm going to leave that till the very end. Also, we've got this road plate right here for the corner garage, which looks beauty because you got the bicycle lane, then you got the pull-in, the double pull-in over here, matches up nicely with the tile job on the sidewalk. So that's pretty killer. Also, we've got the right road plates allocated to the spot beside Central Park with the masonry wall, although I forgot to repair this section of the wall. My bad, won't take long. Same with this little hole right here, but then look at that. This street is all done. We've got the green space there, which doesn't have any details just because I removed those when we moved this LEGO City, but that looks cool. We got the continuation of the bicycle lane going around Central Park, and I just love that. And there's still the park plates that I'll have to create in front of Town Hall, of course. Still a work in progress, everybody. Working hard to try and get this going here. We've got some more bicycle lane here in front of the Central Perk modular building with all the sitcom people inside. And then there's also the Ghostbusters HQ, which once again has the driveway pull-in. Forgot the 1x2 curved slopes, my bad. I've got some more corners here that I've got to take care of, and then another straightaway. Unfortunately, I was only able to get up to there. And that's just when I ran out of gas, because we did a whole lot more than just that in this video. There's still a whole bunch more roads that have to be modified. All the ones around by the bowling alley there, and then all of these ones here. Now, I bought some off Facebook not too long ago, and they were built the same as mine. However, they're not quite the same, so I've had to modify all of those. All the ones with the jumpers that you see, so one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. There's a lot of them. Like there's like 30 of them or something ridiculous. So as I've been going around, I've actually been modifying all those so that they have the proper drainage. There was no sewer there. Also, these are sitting loose. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. And in order to add those details, I had to rip them all apart and rebuild them, because I want the sewer drain to be there. Even on the bicycle lane ones, I want that detail to be there. So I had to just rip those apart and to spend a crazy amount of time just fixing them all up. And as you can see, my disaster here is pretty large. It's just like a graveyard. I've been just accumulating pieces like crazy in this box, and just sort of like performing some surgery on certain ones, and like dissecting them and using parts from one road plate onto another one, and trying to just get everything allocated properly here in the city. So it's been a bigger job than it would appear to be. You would think that this wouldn't take that long, but each road plate takes quite a bit of time, just because there's a lot of parts that go into it, and a lot of, like Lego math that has to work with having your colorful plates in the inside, but then your light gray plates on the outside, so that the curbs are all light gray. So there's just a lot of things like that. And then all the underlaying bricks, so yeah, it just takes a lot of time. So in addition to fixing up pretty much all the roads, actually no, not nearly all the roads, but a large amount of roads, we also built a crazy amount of plates. Before I show you those plates, I just wanted to mention that this is a process, and I know not everything is perfect. For example, this is random. I should round this out and maybe like taper off this sidewalk here, because there's no room for a sidewalk by this really cool train track curve. And I also do realize that there's a line break here, which is beauty, but for the corner garage, I forgot to do the line break over here, so I need to fix that. And there's gonna be 100 other things that just need to be fixed up, but I'm just still in the process of trying to fix all these road plates, and there's literally like over 100 of them. I feel like there's over 100 of them, so it's just taking a lot of time to get it perfect. Like, look at that corner. It's pretty sophisticated, when you start building these wild road plates. And eventually, I would like to fully customize my roads using like bricks, not the plate. And then it becomes really sophisticated, and that would just be beauty. You could add so much detail to the city. But right now, I don't have the parts. I've got all these road plates, so I may as well use them. And I actually really like the look of it. I think it looks fresh. So here's everything else that was constructed today. A lot. Like, there is a ton of plates here. Oh my gosh. This is awesome. I'm excited about placing these, and of course, we're going to do that in this video. First off, we've got another corner right here, because we need a corner for that hole that was open right there in front of the brick bank. So that's going to fill that void there. Pretty excited about that. This thing looks fresh, matches the other one. Yeah, it's going to be sweet. Place that bad boy, and that's going to connect to more train track, which we have a lot of. First off, we've got these ones here. These are the road train track combos with the sidewalk, with the drain. All the details are there. So there's 8 of these, and these are going to go in front of the zoo. Yeah, pretty excited about that. That's perfect. And then we've got, what was it? This is a stack of 10. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 of these. Now I realize some of them don't have the 2x2 or 2x4 tiles, which is highly unfortunate because I'm out. But some of them do have it. So for example, I don't know, let's find one. Yeah, these ones right here, they have all the 2x4 tiles and they look good. But yeah, that's so many of them. We got 25 of the half base plate train tracks ready to go. That is a ton of modules. We're almost going to be able to go around the entire city. Well, no, not the entire city, but around the downtown area so that we can connect to the countryside. Also got another curve right here out of 2x4 tiles, so we left some exposed studs. The reason we didn't make it like this here is because I don't know exactly how I'm going to treat the corner. So this is going to turn by the brick bank, and then we've got a couple segments, and then we've got to turn again. And I don't know how we're going to treat that second corner because there's a lot going on over there. You'll see when we place it. In addition to that, check it out. We've got more boardwalk plates as well. This one here, we ran out of inverted slopes, but the other ones are covered with the inverted slopes. So we've got 4 of those with the highly detailed water, the masonry wall, the inverted slope railing, and the 8 studs of sidewalk up top, along with the 8 studs of grass on the other side, which of course is going to match up with the other boardwalk plates there in front of the downtown core. Let's place all this stuff. Before we do that, I just wanted to let you know something. I am super duper excited about all those plates there. Oh my gosh. The placement of those plates is going to help lock in the city and just start to, finalize that foundation. The roads, the train track, just like the core stuff. Once we get those roads placed in here and that train track going there and the train track going all the way down, it's going to be amazing. And then all the train lines eventually are going to be secure so I can actually get a train going. And I can't wait for that day. It's going to be amazing. All right, let's place this stuff.
I'm pretty happy with the look of these boardwalk plates. I love the detailed water, also just like the concrete look of it. I do think that they need some color, but of course that'll come later with more details. The water detail is beauty, but I'm gonna have to start using some of the dark trans blue tiles later on just to represent deeper water because I need to free up some of those other tiles. Also, I want to add some more of the cheese slopes to give more detail to those waves, but those changes are very easy to make.
There we go. Now we got 7 boardwalk plates. I think they look pretty good. I ran out of trans blue 1x tiles though, used like every single one of them. So I'm gonna have to start transitioning into the dark trans blue color until I order a mass amount of tile to accommodate this Lego city here. I still need to figure out how many figures are gonna get on this boardwalk. There could be some sort of bridge going over top of the train track. I think that would look sort of off just because it has to go up so high. There could be some sort of fake tunnel. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Honestly, I think the best solution is just a railroad crossing, like a pedestrian crossing. However, with that said, this boardwalk eventually is actually going to span all the way along here, curve around this train track that we're about to install, and then connect to the beach boardwalk. So minifigures will be able to board or will be able to access the boardwalk just by walking from the beach and making their way in front of the Lego City. But then there probably needs to be 1 or 2 other access points as well. And of course, details like the vegetation that's going to go on the green space and all the minifigures is going to come last, just because that style of stuff gets in the way as you try to construct the base of your Lego city. All right, let's continue with the train track.
So first off, I'm just going to pop this corner in there. Yes, that looks awesome. Now I'm going to put some of the road plates in front of the zoo, and I forgot about something. And it has to do with the alignment of all the base plates. I'll talk more about that later on in this video, but I'm forced to use some flex track with this layout, and I'm not really a huge fan of that, so something has got to change with this whole design. But that's going to be an easy fix. Flipping over to this side of the Lego City, make my way around with all those half base plate modules and just attach them one by one. This is really helping like square the downtown core off, and it just looks beauty. I love how clean it looks. But once again, these plates do need vegetation. Oh my gosh, there wasn't enough of them to get around the corner. I knew that. We've got to make some more. I got to order some more parts. I keep mentioning that, I am waiting for double points or like a good GWP or something because I've got to place a pretty substantial parts order just for all of the tiles and stuff, and I may as well just wait for something. I'm sure Lego's got something up their sleeve. So yeah, heading back over here because the alignment of everything just isn't working. I'm not going to be able to have that train up against the road. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I think there's a really easy way to change that. Luckily for me, making those road plates with the train track on the side wasn't a whole lot of labor because the roads were already constructed. So it's just a matter of attaching the train. So not a whole lot of labor lost there. I think it's going to be better to have the train track separate from the road. It's just going to help with the alignment of everything and also space things out and make it look a little bit better in the end as well.
Did you notice the weird placement of these two buildings? Well, that's because I'm actually going to bring one of those and display it at the Northern Bricks Expo. Today is Friday when I'm filming this video, and I'm supposed to be there bringing this and helping set up and all that, but here I am trying to set things up at my own studio. I should probably get on that. But hey, look at this train track. We got so much of it, but I can't believe it. We need even more than that. So it stretches from this corner all the way down here to the untiled track. And then there's no more. This is the old stuff from the raised train. And then it goes around the corner there. Going to have to build more of those and also another corner. And then even more of them as we come back here. And eventually this will actually pass underneath a mountain. So don't need to build very many more of the dark gray tracks. We've got from here essentially, like where this table gap is. I know I still haven't fixed my tables. I'm aware of that. I've got to do that. It's bothering me, but I'm just trying to get the structure first before I start fixing all the tables. So yeah, we've got to go from that table gap to there. So that's all that we have to build in regards to the dark gray track until, of course, I start working on the amusement park. Then I'm going to need a bunch more. But that's all we've got to do. I feel like we've accomplished a lot today. There's like a ton of track that we installed, and it finally is looking pretty good over here, right? Oh man, I just got to keep working on these roads. Definitely high up there on the priority list, that's for sure. But also on the priority list is I've got to continue working on this over here. I'm happy that I actually detached it from the road because just the alignment of everything wasn't going to work as well as I thought when it was on the road because of the 4 studs, because these are inset 4 studs. The tracks over there are inset 4 studs, and also the ballast tracks are inset 4 studs. So in order for everything to align, all of the track has to be inset 4 studs. You can't just all of a sudden have it on the edge of the road and it's right flush against the edge of the base plate, because then you're going to have to correct it using some flex track or smaller increments of track. So I'm happy that I decided to remove the train track from the road, and it'll probably glide around the corner like that, and then it'll merge into the train yard to be a nice switch track there. And I'm quite confident, even though right now it doesn't look like it is lined up, but I'm quite confident that once I actually get everything structured and mills plated, that will sort of self-correct itself. And once all of this is one big unit that's all attached to one another, well, then everything will start aligning. Because the math works. This, for example, like on the gray base plate right there, there's a 20 stud gap because there's 16 studs, which is a half base plate, and then the 4 stud inset. So it should all work. It's no problem until I get to right there. But that's just because none of this stuff over here is attached. For example, the beach is just floating. Like, look, this is right on the edge, and it's going underneath the base plate. So there's misalignment because, well, this isn't part of the structure yet. And also when I was like installing this train track over here, there was a slight misalignment starting about here, and as I attached the train track, I was able to sort of push everything over, and then it was sort of self-aligning. So once I get like all of these different modules all connected, then it should self-align and sit nicely on the table. And then I can go around and make sure all the table gaps are perfect and make sure all the wood on top of the table frames is nice and square and everything is lining up perfect. But so far, so good. I need to decide what I'm going to work on next. Either this area, start getting that all tacked down. These train tracks, so they were in modules of 2 because they were on the 32 by 32 base plate. I need to change them into modules of 3 because right now, as you can see, there's a module of 2 right there, 2 right there. It's overlapping the gap like between the base plates. So I just need to make sure that I fix all that. Once I'm positive that that is going to be how it is. But yeah, just a little bit of trial and error with that. I'm pretty happy with it. I think that is going to be the way it's going to go just because this flows quite nicely. And I think that'll work because it's a straight shot into the train yard. Also, it's going to give the road an opportunity to turn and have like a car crossing into like a parking lot or something here. So I can have it go into this parking lot, or I can make a bigger parking lot. And I feel like there's more flexibility for the road when it's actually away from the train track, because now there's actually going to be a way for vehicles to access the train yard. For example, you could turn there and come into the train yard. Whereas before, it started, the train track came to the edge there and it started turning right on the road and it's sort of awkward. So I feel like separating the two elements, train track and road, is definitely for the better. But I've got to head to the Northern Bricks Expo like ASAP. I keep putting it off today because of the production of this video. And the production of this video actually took 2 days. So there's 2 days of building to build all of these modules. And yeah, it's just wild. There's actually 2 of us. So like, man, I thought that like this stuff would take a long time, but I forgot how long it takes to build all of these build plates. It takes forever. That was like more than 2 days of labor from 2 people just to build those modules and get it all done. Granted, I was busy with other stuff too. I was dealing with, I don't know, preparing for whatnot and editing and all that stuff. Also, Jose's got no hand right now, so I've been doing more around the house too. But yeah, I'm excited about continuing this. Like, it's going to be epic once I get going here. And slowly but surely, over time, it's gonna get all put together here. Pretty excited about it. Everybody, thank you so much for coming on by. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.